All right, let's dive into something fascinating today. We're going to unpack a kind of forbidden prophecy from 15th century Japan. It's a story about a Zen master, a ritual that goes completely sideways, and a curse that, well, that actually turns into the key to freedom. And believe me, it has a message that is shockingly relevant for us right now.
This right here, this single image is the absolute heart of the story. Think of it as an omen, this vibration that just refuses to be silenced. It's about that deep, raw human part of us that's always pulling against the neat little boxes we're supposed to fit into. So what's it really about? Let's find out. So to get this, you have to understand the central conflict, the monk versus the temple. You can't really get the prophecy without getting the prophet. And we're talking about a man who was totally caught between two worlds, the sacred, rigid institution he was supposed to lead, and these wild, untamed urges that were calling to him from the outside.
Okay, so let's meet our guy, Ikkyū. He was an orphan, raised inside the super strict, disciplined world of a Zen monastery. And he was good at it too. He climbed the ladder all the way to abbot. But the thing is, he never really felt like he belonged. He looked around and saw all this hypocrisy, monks in holy robes who were just chasing power. And all the while, he felt this constant pull toward the messy, real, authentic life that was happening right outside the temple gate.
This slide just lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you have the temple's law. We're talking rigid rites, enforced purity, and this demand for sacred silence. But on the other side, that was the monk's urge, a call from the wilderness, a pull toward what the story calls underground gods, and this deep, undeniable need for the honesty of the flesh. Look, this wasn't just some small internal debate. This was a full-blown war inside his soul.
And that brings us to the breaking point, the moment when all that sacred silence, instead of bringing peace, actually makes the curse louder. This whole internal war just explodes during a sacred ritual, a moment that was supposed to be about transcendence, but for Ikkyū, yeah, it did the exact opposite.
Just try to imagine this. 10 full days, 10 days of fasting, meditating, and complete, total silence. The whole point is to purify your mind, right? To just let go of the body and all its messy desires. But for Ikkyū, something else started to happen. His mind started to, vibrate out of control, almost like it was rebelling against all that forced purity.
And bam, this is the moment where everything, and I mean everything, changes. Instead of reaching some kind of enlightened clarity, the whole structure of the ritual just shatters. The sacred space, which was supposed to be this container for peace, it just cracks under the pressure of everything it was trying to push down. And right into that broken silence, this vision just surges forward. A red thread of pure, uncut desire. And this isn't just some passing thought. It feels real, like a physical thing, a vibration so powerful that no amount of chanting, no mantra can cut it. This is his deepest nature, his truth, pulling with all its might against the temple's lie that you can somehow separate spirit from body. So, this complete breakdown, it actually leads Ikkyū to this incredible revelation. He suddenly realizes the problem isn't him, the problem is the system, the temple that he's trapped in. The curse isn't on him for being human. The curse is on the very idea of purity that he's been chasing his whole life. And this is the question that the whole experience just forces him to face. I mean, for his entire life, he was taught that this red thread, this desire, this connection to life was something dirty, a stain that had to be scrubbed away. But now he has to ask himself, wait a minute, is it really the curse? And there's the answer. The big reveal. The true curse was never his own human nature. It was the temple's lie. The lie that you could only be pure or holy by silencing that nature, by pretending it didn't exist. The institution, that was the prison. His desires were just human. You see how this just flips everything on its head? The world outside the monastery walls, that wilderness he was so drawn to, he realizes it wasn't a place of sin or exile at all. It was the complete opposite. It's the real temple. It's the place where life, in all its messy, chaotic, beautiful glory, is actually celebrated. And he finds this real sacredness not in some quiet, sterile prayer hall, but out there, in the pulsing energy of the marketplace, in the warmth of sake shared with friends, in the chaos of a fish stall, and yeah, even in the tenderness you could find in a brothel. These were the places where life was truly honored, way more honestly than on some walled-off altar. Okay, so why are we talking about a monk from the 15th century? What does this have to do with you? Well, it's because we all have our own temples and we all have our own red threads. So now, let's talk about how we can apply this powerful omen to our own lives, right here, right now.
The first step is pretty simple, but it's not easy. You've got to identify your temple. What's the structure in your life that's demanding you perform a version of yourself that just isn't true? Where are you being asked to be silent about who you really are?
And you know, these modern temples, they can look like a lot of different things. Maybe it's a job that's grinding all your interesting edges smooth. Or it could be a relationship that demands this impossible standard of perfection. Maybe it's even a self-improvement habit that's secretly about denying a core part of who you are. It's any routine, any system that tells you to ignore that red thread pulling inside of you. So once you've named your temple, the next step is to find your wilderness. And listen, this isn't about just burning everything down and running away. It's about finding the place, the activity, the people, where your authentic self can finally take a deep breath, where that omen inside you can finally speak clearly. So what's your fish stall equivalent? Where do you find that sake warmth? That feeling of genuine, easy connection and aliveness? Where can you just feel your own honest vibration without having to pretend to be anything else? That place, that's your true temple.
And really, this is what it all boils down to. The lesson from Ikkyū's story is that the red thread, that deep, innate pull towards wholeness and authenticity, it's not a curse. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's not a punishment for being human. It's a prophecy. It's permission. Permission to walk out of the false temple and into the wild, beautiful wilderness where you actually, truly belong.